Wait for it. There we go. Okay, so we're recording. Hey, so guys, a couple of things to share with you. One is that you should have received your admission tickets for our test. They show up 48 hours early. You should have got an email, and then if you log into your AP account, you should also see them there. If that's not the case, please let me know because you're not okay. Cody and I this morning set up his testing space, and I would encourage you guys to do that as well. Caleb's already got a wonderful place in the basement. We set up something like that for Cody as well. We set up a table and a light, paper, pencil, calculator, that sort of stuff. What Cody chose to do was to take his laptop and then also attach an external monitor to it. He has a smaller laptop, and he found that it was hard to have one window open with the question and then another window open where he'll be typing for his English test. In our class, it probably won't matter because I'm guessing most of you are planning on writing out and then shooting pictures of your answers, which I think is great. Don't forget, regardless of how you're going to do that, to pre-format your pages, you need to have your AP ID and your initials at the top. And then if you're writing on paper, you need to have page numbers on your papers as well. I believe it's a limit of 5, if that sounds familiar. So be looking for that. The other thing I wanted to mention to you guys about the test, and this comes from people that I know that took the physics test. Did any of you take physics yesterday? No? It's a bugger. You know, we've been talking for weeks about the idea that the questions that you are going to see are going to be hard. And the idea is you're not trying to get all of the questions right. You're not even trying to get done. What you are trying to do is communicate your reasoning, your thinking. Again, they want to see you think your way out of a corner. One student that I know that took the physics test yesterday was completely unaware of that idea. He sat down to read the question and freaked out and froze. So guys, understand the questions that they're going to be throwing at you. You're going to be well prepared, but they could be, you could read them and go, you got to be kidding me. And understand everybody's doing that. You're totally fine. Just muscle through, give them what you can. And you guys will do great. So those are the things I wanted to share with you. A question that I wanted to ask is, do you guys want to meet on Thursday, given that the test is on Thursday? Do you still want to? Okay, so come if you'd like. I'll be here at 10:30 Thursday. It'd just be great to see your faces, but don't feel you need to. I won't be offended if you don't. But obviously, guys, remember Thursday at noon is our test, and they encourage you to log in 30 minutes early. So be thinking about that. So, guys, those are the things I wanted to share with you. Are there things that you all want to talk about?
What's our plan after the test?
Dance in the streets. Clothing optional, whatever feels right in the moment. No, Jonah, we're done. You know, normally if we were still in school, frankly, a lot of times what we do are service projects, which have proven to be really, really cool. But obviously this year we can't even do that. So we did talk a bit ago about the possibility of getting everybody together, maybe in a park. I don't know. But we're done. The only thing that you'll have remaining to do is give your book back. But frankly, even that's not critical because, I mean, you remember last year we got together, you got your summer homework assignment, and checked out books. We can't do that this year. So I'm not even doing summer homework over the summer. Yeah, I know it'll be an interesting experiment because I've thought about getting rid of it for several years. And my students, like you guys, this year, I would have been coming to you and asking, hey, what do you guys think about summer homework and the quiz? Should I ditch it? And my students always tell me not to, that it's beneficial. But this year I don't have a choice. So we're going to see what happens without summer homework. So we'll see. Guys, anything else y'all want to talk about?
Do you know how we're going to return our books?
I do. So you should receive an email. They sent it to teachers as well. Mine landed today. And it's a thing that says, here's your last name, begins with an S. This is your time slot, swing by the school. It's not like you have to register or anything. And I would doubt that they would make you leave if you went during a time slot that wasn't for the S's, for example. But just swing by the school and drop your stuff off.
Okay.
There's also, Caleb, I get so many emails, I don't remember. But I know that there's also a schedule floating around for how to pick stuff up, right? Like, you guys probably need to go through your school lockers. Maybe you want to go through your chem drawers. Although the chem drawer thing, they won't have access to. Although, frankly, well, our drawers are locked, aren't they? Let me talk with them about that. Do you need to get in your chem drawer?
I'm not in lab, so I don't have a.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Sorry, I forgot about that.
That's all right.
Guys, if any of you do want to get into your chem drawers, drop me an email. And I know you guys want to write letters to next year's people, so we got to figure that out too. So, guys, other things on your mind? What about relative to the practice questions that we looked at?
Questions on that?
Yeah.
Can we look at 2B?
Yeah, here, let me do this, Leah. I'm going to share my screen. And so oh boy. I tell you what, if we end up doing this again next year, I'm going to freak out because I'm so sick of playing this game with this AP test. Okay, so here's 2. Is this the B you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so it says, using the data in the table above, write the balanced equation for the thermodynamically favorable reaction that will produce Br2 when the teacher, they don't even trust you with this stuff, combines 2 of the reagents. Justify that the reaction is thermodynamically favorable by calculating delta E. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So they give you the reagents up above. So here, let me, and Leah, I have to confess to you, I'm looking at this for the first time. So I'm hoping that you can sort of lead as well as follow.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding correctly, these are the reagents that we have. And at some point, we're hoping for Br2 to squirt out of this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, is that just the top half reaction written backwards? Like, I don't understand. Help me understand how we're to get there, because I feel like I'm missing something.
We need to use those energy potentials to like figure out which one will actually create the reaction we want, like which one will be spontaneous. But I just don't remember how to do that. In the answer key, it had the equation that was like energy reduced minus energy oxidized.
Sure. So not energy, it's a voltage. So E is electrical potential, but yeah. So, but I mean, if we're looking for Br2, the only reagent that even contains the element we're looking for is sodium bromide, right?
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out how to convert sodium bromide into Br2.
By adding one of the other things.
Oh, hold on. So Okay, so the idea is that we need something that's going to suck in some electrons and convert bromide into bromine.
Yeah,
Is that the idea?
I think so.
Okay, so we have that the potential, oh golly, that the potential for, come on. So we know that the electrical potential for the reduction of no, I'm sorry. Yes, so for the conversion of bromine to bromide is 0.107 volts. So it looks like what we're trying to do is we're trying to add one of these to that in such a way that it creates a spontaneous reaction.
Uh-huh.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so functionally it seems like what we'd be doing is we'd be taking two bromides, adding to that something that then produces Br2, and then there's going to be a chunk, and then we're going to get some sodium out of this. So then the question is, do we add chlorine or do we add iodine, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so in my thinking, all of these are written as oxidations. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So these are all written as a loss of electrons. So these are all oxidations. And so what we're trying to do is we are trying to get bromide with a -1 charge to lose an electron and turn into diatomic bromine. So we need something that is better at taking in electrons than bromide.
Okay.
And so that to me would appear to be the chlorine, because the chlorine has a higher oxidation potential. Because remember,
Uh-huh.
these are written as oxidations. So that thing's better at oxidizing than the bromine. So I would think that you'd put Cl2 in there. And then you're going to end up, I don't know how they would want this written. You could go Na and Cl. Is that the reaction is that right?
Yeah, they wanted you to pick chlorine.
Okay. So, and again, my thinking in that is that, and this is weird because when we looked at these, typically we look at reduction potentials, but these are all written as oxidation potentials. So if we're trying to convert bromide into bromine, we got to get these electrons to come off. And we need something that's better at, if you will, sucking off electrons than bromide is, which would be something with a higher oxidation potential, which would seem to be chlorine, given its voltage, which is why I landed on this.
Okay.
So where's the answer to this?
Hold on, sorry. There's construction going on in my house. It's
What
loud.
are you building?
We're working on the bathroom. We're putting in a new countertop right now.
That's funny. We're actually ripping our kitchen apart. So,
Fun.
oh no, it's not. So where is the answer to this?
It's further down. They list all the questions and then they list all the answers.
Oh, I see. And this was part B?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, and okay, so they get rid of the sodium. Wait, was there even sodium to be there? Why did I say sodium at first?
There was, because they said they were giving you sodium bromide.
Okay, but because it's a spectator, it just goes away.
Uh-huh.
And so I would think things that we would need to be careful of is be really careful with charges. This is bromide and not bromine. This is chloride and not chlorine. And then again, I chose the chlorine because it has a higher oxidation potential than the iodine. And then once we've got that, looking at this portion of this, we just remember that it's always reduction minus oxidation. And it's so the bromine's losing electrons, so it's being oxidized. So this would be this. And then the chlorine is the guy that's being reduced. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
looking on the equation sheet and that's not there. Do you think that's something that's worth like writing down?
Just a moment. I've got the equation. Oh, golly. If only I had more papers. What's not there?
Just that when you're calculating cell potential. That
Oh, the products
in
minus reactants thing? Or I'm sorry, the oxidation, the reduction minus oxidation?
Yeah.
Well, so two thoughts. One, I would say, sure. You could definitely write that into your equation sheet, but also remember that electrochem is not on the test.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So my guess would be there are parts, sorry, this is such a mess. There are parts of this question that perhaps are important for us to be thinking about, like these bond enthalpies and things like that. And there is some equilibrium in this as well. But the beginning of this, when it's speaking about half reactions in electrochem, we won't see that on the test.
Okay, cool.
So guys, let me come back to your faces. What else would y'all like to talk about? Are we okay? I'm going to stop sharing just for the fun of it. Okay, so guys, if those are the things we wanted to look at, I will plan on being here Thursday. My strong suggestion to you guys would be, if you are continuing to study for this test, let the next 24 hours be the end of it. You're going to be better served maybe finishing up those Unit 7 review questions, and then just stop. Walk away from this, take a break, go for a walk, throw a hammock in a tree, whatever you need to do. But at this point, you guys have put in the work, you're ready to go. Make sure that you're ready to take the test and that you have your testing space set up. You know how to play the AP game this year. And then guys, whatever brings you just space and relaxation, that's the best thing that you could do Wednesday night going into Thursday. You guys have worked so hard. You're ready for this. So take a break, get some good sleep. Definitely eat something before the test. Just don't fill your belly up with something that's going to make you tired. And you guys will do great. So I'll plan on seeing you Thursday. If you need anything in the meantime, drop me an email. Most of you have my phone number. Drop me a text. And if not, I'll see you Thursday. Right on. See you guys. Be in touch if you need.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Take care, you guys.